What system?
The debt system. I run this house like they run the country, on a deficit. Everything I did and made choices in terms of how I ended that relationship, I thought it through and I knew exactly what I was doing.
Wow.
We're supporting, we are lupus awareness people, and we want to make sure that we find a cure. We want to make sure that we get a whole lot of money to make sure that people who have lupus can get proper treatment.
Tichina Arnold, the talented actress we love from shows like Martin and Everybody Hates Chris, has faced some truly heartbreaking challenges.
We had an amazing thing on Martin. You know, we came to work to laugh every day. Like Martin, just his comedic brilliance was, intoxicating.
What happened in her personal life that left her fans shocked and sad? How does she keep going despite these tough times? Let's uncover the tragic story behind her strength and resilience.
Because you look raggedy. And plus you have an assembly today. Boy, you done lost your mind.
Tichina Arnold was born and raised in Queens, New York, in a hardworking family. Her mom worked as a sanitation worker, and her dad was a police officer. Even though her parents had tough jobs, they always supported Tichina's big dreams. She discovered her love for singing in the Church of God in Christ. Later, she attended Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, a school known for training talented stars. Tichina's career started when she was very young. At just 16 years old, she got a role in the musical Little Shop of Horrors, directed by Frank Oz. She played Crystal, singing soulful songs. This was just the start of her acting journey. After Little Shop of Horrors, Tichina acted in movies like How I Got Into College and Scenes from a Mall. She showed she was talented in both acting and comedy. In 1987, she got a role on the TV show Ryan's Hope as Zena Brown. Her acting was so good that she was nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award in 1988. Tichina also joined the show All My Children, where she played Charla Valentine. Her biggest break came when she played Pam James on the popular TV sitcom Martin.
No, Gina, the truth is you're being influenced by inch-high private eye.
Pam was funny, bold, and quickly became a fan favorite. After Martin, Tichina kept landing great roles. She starred in One-on-One as Nicole Barnes and reunited with Martin Lawrence in the comedy Big Mama's House. Fans loved their chemistry so much that they worked together again in the movie Wild Hogs.
No, Gina, the truth is you're being influenced by inch-high private eye.
It was really hard for her to find good roles. When the TV show Martin ended, Tichina Arnold hoped her acting career would keep going strong, but things didn't turn out that way. It was really hard for her to find good roles. For a while, she only got small parts, like guest appearances on The Vicki Lawrence Show and Pacific Blue. It felt like her career was stuck. Her personal life wasn't any better. In 2001, she started dating a music producer named Carvin Haggins. At first, things seemed great between them, but it didn't last. They started having problems, and Tichina was already struggling with other things. She had money troubles and didn't even have a stable place to live. Then Carvin decided to end the relationship. Tichina felt hurt and alone. Even after they broke up, they kept talking to each other. Then Tichina found out she was pregnant. It was a big shock, and she didn't tell many people. She kept working and hid her pregnancy while dealing with her emotions and her shaky relationship with Carvin. Tichina was sure she was going to have a baby boy. She even picked the name Elijah. But on March 16th, 2004, she got a surprise. It was a baby girl. Instead of changing the name completely, she just adjusted it a little. She named her daughter Alia. Becoming a mom was a big moment in Tichina's life, and her little girl became her biggest joy.
We like to party!
Put him on blast to all of their family and friends with this very long text that explained their breakup, but also included a video.
Tichina Arnold's love life has been a bit of a roller coaster, full of ups and downs. Growing up, she was surrounded by strong women. She shared with Essence magazine that she didn't see many examples of men's roles in relationships in her own household. So she had to learn to be tough and take care of herself. Looking back, she sometimes thinks that maybe she became a little too independent, and that caused some challenges in her relationships. Let's go back to 1992. Right around the time Tichina landed her big role on the TV show Martin, she met a young boxer named Layman Brewster. They were instantly attracted to each other, and within just a month, they decided to get married. To many people, this seemed really fast, but Tichina had her reasons. She told us since that she liked the idea of being with someone who came from a good family and had strong values, including faith in God. She thought Lamont was exactly what she needed for a happy future. In the beginning, things went well, but soon there were problems. Tichina admitted that their relationship got tough, even physical, and marriage was a whole new world for her. She was used to making her own decisions and living her own life. For example, she once planned a surprise trip to Mexico for herself without asking Lamont first. When she told him about the trip, he wasn't too happy. It was a wake-up call for her that maybe she needed to make more room for her partner in her life. Even though she tried to make the marriage work, love wasn't enough to hold them together. After a lot of struggles, they decided to end things 3 years later. Being a single mom wasn't easy for Tichina Arnold, especially while working in show business. In an interview, she talked about how hard it was to balance everything. She worried about missing out on big acting roles and not reaching her goals because being a mom took so much time and energy. Thankfully, Tichina had her mom and close friends to lean on. They helped her when things got overwhelming. But even with their support, it wasn't always easy. Her daughter, Aaliyah, would sometimes cry, asking for her dad. Those moments broke Tichina's heart, and she admitted there were nights she wished she could just skip over. On top of that, Tichina was dealing with her own pain from a difficult breakup. For 2 years, she struggled with depression. It was a dark time for her, but Tichina didn't give up. She worked hard to heal and move forward. By March 2012, she felt ready to try love again. That's when she met Rico Hines, a basketball coach. They clicked right away. Tichina told Rico exactly what she wanted in a relationship, and he promised to meet her needs. After dating for just 5 months, they got married on August 18, 2012. Their wedding was special and different. Instead of a white dress, Tichina wore a champagne-colored gown. Rico made a big promise that day, not just to Tichina, but also to Aaliyah. He vowed to always be there for both of them, through good and bad times. It all seemed like a fairy tale, but life had other plans. Almost 4 years later, Tichina and Rico's marriage took a bad turn. Reports came out that Rico had been unfaithful, seeing multiple other women during their marriage. Tichina found out and shared her feelings in a group message to her family and close friends. She even included a video as proof. In the message, she shared more shocking details, saying that Rico hadn't used protection with one of the women and listed about 20 other women he had allegedly been involved with. She didn't hold back, calling out these women, even comparing them to wannabe Kim Kardashians.
She included a video that was very personal of her husband having sex with another woman.
That's what she says.
That's what she says. And that she says, you know, enjoy your husband doing, or my husband doing this. Well, I have to go get tested because he put my health at risk.
Rico's response was that this was a private and deeply personal matter between him and Tichina. Meanwhile, Tichina wasn't keeping quiet. In an interview with People magazine in July 2016, she shared more about the situation. She admitted to sending that message and video to her inner circle, making it clear that no one on her side leaked it to the public. Although she was hurt and felt betrayed, Tichina wasn't going to let it bring her down. She's not one to stay mad forever, but she also made it clear she wouldn't allow anyone to mess with her life like that again.
Everything I did and made choices in terms of how I ended that relationship, I thought it through and I knew exactly what I was doing.
Wow. By the next year, Tichina was back on her feet. Her career was moving forward, and she landed a new role in the TV show Daytime Divas.
Hey, my name is Tichina Arnold, and I play Mo Evans on Daytime Divas.
By the end of 2017, Tichina was even spotted with a new man, heavyweight boxer Cedric Boswell. However, their relationship seemed to disappear from the spotlight. No more pictures, no more mentions.
Hey, I'm Tichina, and this is
Today,
and this is
Elijah.
and we are standing in the gap for lupus.
Life threw her another curveball when her younger sister Zinai started battling lupus and other autoimmune diseases when she was 32. Lupus is a lifelong illness that is hard to understand, difficult to diagnose, and has no cure. It can make life very challenging, and Zinai's story shows just how tough it can be. When Zinai was diagnosed, it was a turning point for her and Tichina. Together, they created the We Win Foundation, a non-profit to help people living with lupus. This group raises awareness about the disease, provides counseling, organizes fundraisers, and even offers food and financial support to those in need. For the sisters, this work is deeply personal. They want to help others navigate the struggles that come with lupus.
We're supporting, we are lupus awareness people, and we want to make sure that we find a cure. We want to make sure that we get a whole lot of money to make sure that people who have lupus can get proper treatment.
At first, Tichina didn't realize how serious Zanai's health issues were. As kids, they thought Zanai's skin rashes, sensitivity to sunlight, and constant tiredness were just quirks of her personality. Tichina remembers teasing her sister, thinking she was being overly dramatic. But looking back, there were clear signs something was wrong. Zanai had terrible migraines and painful periods. Tichina recalls one time when Zanai fainted from the pain. It shocked the family. But like many families living paycheck to paycheck, they didn't rush to doctors for answers. Tichina says, back then it was like, give her some medicine and keep going. As Zanai grew older, her health got worse. She felt extreme fatigue, her joints hurt, and her hands were so stiff she couldn't even tie her hair back. But she hid her struggles, not wanting to burden her family. Tichina explains, we come from a generation of strong women. If something happens, you deal with it. One moment changed everything for Tichina. While at an airport, Zanai couldn't take off her shoes at security because her joints hurt too much. Tichina had to help her, and it hit her hard. I realized how bad it was. One minute she was fine, and the next she couldn't even untie her shoes. That's when I knew how serious this was.
We want to make sure that we get rid of lupus completely, so many young people and old people and beautiful people can live.
It took time for Zanai to accept her condition. She was working long hours as a paralegal, thinking her pain was just from stress. But one day she couldn't move at all. She was rushed to the hospital where doctors discovered she had multiple autoimmune diseases, including lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Raynaud's disease. Now Tichina is by her sister's side, supporting her through every challenge. She understands the struggles Zanai faces and admires her strength. Through their foundation, the sisters are helping others fight lupus, spreading awareness and showing the power of love and resilience.
We had an amazing thing on Martin. You know, we came to work to laugh every day. Like Martin, just his comedic brilliance was, you know, intoxicating.
Amidst all this, she had a best friend who had been by her side. They went through it all together. I'm talking about Tisha Campbell, from their early days chasing roles to making us laugh on TV. Many people know them from the classic show Martin, where Tisha played Gina and Tichina played Pam, and their chemistry was electric. They played best friends on screen, but their real-life friendship goes back even further, way before they were on Martin together.
And when Tichina gets nervous, she laughs more, and the more she laughs, the more angry I get. So I'm like this, you better sit around, I'll kill you. And the more she's laughing harder and harder.
Tisha and Tichina first met as kids when they both started auditioning for the same roles in Hollywood. Can you imagine two young girls, barely teenagers, with big dreams of making it big? They were both chasing the same parts and often found themselves competing at auditions. But instead of becoming rivals, they became close friends. They even landed roles together in the movie Little Shop of Horrors, where they showed off their singing talents as teenagers. This was the beginning of a friendship that would last for decades. By the time the 90s rolled around, Tisha and Tichina were ready for their big break on Martin. The show was a huge success, and it made Tisha and Tichina household names. They shared the screen like best friends and roommates in real life, making it even more special for them. In an interview with Netflix, Tisha shared that she and Tichina were actually living together as roommates when Tichina got the role of Pam. When they found out Tichina got the part, they celebrated like crazy. Tisha said, "We were jumping up and down. It was amazing to be able to work with somebody who's my friend, and we were doing all of that together." Martin lasted until 1997, and during that time, the two were inseparable. But as life went on, they drifted apart for a while. They each went through their own life changes, and for about 8 years, they were busy doing their own things. Tichina had her projects, and Tisha was focusing on her career and family. Then things took a tough turn for Tisha when she went through a divorce. That's when Tichina came back into her life, offering support, honesty, and friendship. When Tisha opened up about her divorce, she shared that reconnecting with Tichina felt like coming home. She said in an interview with People, "We reconnected, Tichina and I, and have not been separated since my divorce. We actually had a little bit of a split, but then we just came back together and there was this whole new relationship. It's bigger, better, more beautiful, more sisterly." Tichina became Tisha's rock during a tough time, giving her the hard advice she needed, even if it wasn't always easy to hear. One memorable moment Tisha shared was on the Tamron Hall show, where she talked about Tichina giving her some real talk during the divorce. Tichina told her to really think about the future and make sure she was ready before jumping into anything serious. Tisha said Tichina's advice was honest and direct, but it came from a place of love. That's the kind of friend Tichina is. She's not afraid to tell Tisha the truth, even if it's not always what she wants to hear. Since then, Tisha and Tichina have become closer than ever, working together on projects and making us laugh on TV again. They even hosted the Soul Train Music Awards together. Not just once, but 4 times. The two of them lit up the stage, bringing their humor, charm, and undeniable chemistry to the show. Hosting an event like that isn't easy, but they made it look effortless, proving they're a dynamic duo both on and off the screen. Talking about on-screen, one of the roles Tichina is most identified for is the role of Rochelle on Everybody Hates Chris. Tichina snagged her role as Rochelle in Everybody Hates Chris thanks to her killer acting, chops, and a solid hookup from none other than Chris Rock. Chris had already seen her shine as Pam on Martin back in the day, and clearly she left a big impression. So when he was putting together Everybody Hates Chris, he just knew she'd crush it as the tough but loving mom. Perfect match, right?
What system?
The debt system. I run this house like they run the country, on a deficit.
Tichina nailed her audition and clicked instantly with the cast, especially Terry Crews, who played her TV hubby Julius. She completely owned the role of Rochelle, winning fans over with her mix of sass and heart. It quickly became one of her standout roles, and she brought major laughs and feels to the show.
So, if we don't owe people money, we won't have any money at all.
Rochelle is the queen of tough love. She's all about running the house, stretching every dollar, and making sure everyone knows the struggle is real. Her iconic line, "My man has 2 jobs," says it all. She's super protective of her crew and will do whatever it takes to keep them safe and on track, even if it means going a little extra sometimes. Rochelle keeps the laughs coming with her over-the-top reactions and iconic zingers. But don't let the tough act fool you. She's got a big heart when it comes to her kids and is all about teaching them life lessons, whether they like it or not. Her relationship with Julius, played by Terry Crews, is pure goals, full of love, teamwork, and mutual respect, with plenty of hilarious moments along the way.
Now come over here and give me some sugar.
Rochelle is the backbone of Everybody Hates Chris, serving up laughs, love, and just the right amount of chaos. Fans can't get enough of her, and it's all thanks to Tichina Arnold absolutely crushing it in the role. Total standout. Did you know that Tichina Arnold's talent goes way beyond acting? She's not just a star on the screen, but also shines in other areas. Her voice acting, stage performances, and even her business ventures show just how multi-talented she is. In 2007, Tichina lent her voice to a character in The Boondocks, a popular animated TV show. People loved how she brought the character to life. 2 years later, in 2009, she stepped onto the stage as the Wicked Witch in The Wiz. This happened during the show's revival at NYC Center, and Tichina wowed the audience with her performance. Her TV roles didn't stop there. In 2010, she appeared in Disney XD's Pair of Kings as Aunt Nancy. Fans loved her so much that she came back for another episode. Later, she joined the cast of Happily Divorced, a sitcom starring Fran Drescher. Tichina played Fran's best friend, bringing laughter and warmth to the show. Tichina also tried something totally different in 1998. She started a fashion line called China Moon Rags, which sold designer headscarves. These weren't ordinary scarves. They were decorated with sparkling Swarovski crystals. Celebrities like Janet Jackson and Vivica A. Fox loved them. But after her daughter was born, Tichina decided to pause her fashion business to focus on her family.
We want to make sure that we get rid of lupus completely, so many young people and old people and beautiful people can live.
In 2013, she showed her big heart by starting the We Win Foundation with her sister Zenai. This foundation helps people with lupus, a disease Zenai has been fighting. Through this work, Tichina has shown her caring side and her commitment to helping others. Now let's talk about her money. Tichina's net worth is a hot topic, with estimates ranging from $2 million to $12 million. Most of her wealth comes from acting, singing, and her business ventures. Some reports say she's worth $3 million, while others go as high as $7 million. Whatever the exact number, it's clear that Tichina's hard work and talent have paid off. Why is there such a big difference? Let's break it down. One reason for the confusion could be that not everything about her money is public. For example, Tichina might have investments or other sources of income that people don't know about. She has made her mark in the entertainment industry as an actress, singer, and comedian, but there might be more going on behind the scenes. Different websites and experts also calculate net worth in different ways. They look at things like houses, cars, business deals, and how much money she makes from acting or other jobs. Tichina earns a lot from her TV roles. Reports say she makes between $85,000 and $150,000 for each episode of a show. Even on the lower end, that's still a huge paycheck. With this kind of money, it's no surprise she enjoys a luxurious lifestyle. But these numbers might not show the full picture because investments, taxes, and spending habits all play a role. Tichina also loves spending her money on the finer things in life. She's known for buying expensive designer handbags, renting fancy cars, staying at luxury hotels, and attending glamorous parties. It's said she spends about $500,000 a year on these fun things. This kind of spending shows how much she enjoys her success and the perks that come with being a star. At the end of the day, Tichina Arnold's net worth might not have an exact number. What's clear is that she's successful, hardworking, and knows how to enjoy her life. Whether it's $2 million or $7 million, she's living the dream.